for eagle. Colin Morikawa starts the day 3 back, goes birdie, 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 and then turned into Nick Faldo on the back 9. I mean, this had the feel and the excitement of a Sunday. I can't wait to see what they give us for an encore performance tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to set up the golf course tomorrow. Notoriously, historically, they've always gone with somewhat of an easier setup, a softer greens, put a bit of moisture on there in the evening times and put the pins in some bowls and get some roars going and the excitement going and people going in the water, but people making eagles and people making a charge from behind. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in that regard, because today was another tough test of golf, tougher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, were you surprised, Paulie? Because you said last night you thought they would be able to go on your phrase on their front foot in this third round. That was not the case.
Yeah, I mean, I underestimated the fact that they weren't going to water the golf course very much. When we saw the overall drone pictures, the overhead drone pictures, and it's sacrilege to say this, but it didn't look as lush and green as it normally does. It looked a little bit white, and that's a sign that it has dried out a lot. And I think the very, very drying winds over the last 2 days have really given a firmness to that golf course that the players found challenging today, even though the winds had dropped significantly. And it'll be interesting to see. The big factor tomorrow is going to be how are they going to set up the golf course.
Scotty Scheffler, he hooped a putt from short range. He made a double bogey. Didn't have his A-plus game today, probably not even his A-minus game. And yet we are where we were Thursday morning. It's Scheffler who is still the man to beat, don't you think, Brandel?
I do. This reminds me again to go back to Houston, where he didn't look like he was on his game. You gave him a higher grade than I would. I thought he was B minus in Houston. I mean, he was making all kinds of strategic errors, missing some short putts, made a number of strategic errors, was off his iron play today, missed a short putt at the 5th from about 3 feet, several others at 8 and 9. But there he is, because you know what? He's got so many different things to lean on. Today it was his driver. It was, okay, not Bryson DeChambeau day 1 or day 2, but watching him work it left to right and right to left, and then lean in on that short game. He's the best in the field. Strokes gained around the green. This is yet again another reason why you can look at him and be somewhat dependent upon him on having a great week, because if one side's a little off, he'll pick it up with other aspects of his game.
Yeah, I don't think he's on his game. I really don't.
Yeah,
I really don't. I mean, if you look at the statistics, they illustrate that too. And a bit like last week, he's making uncharacteristic mistakes. He's making a lot of bogeys. He's made 7 bogeys in the last 2 days. That's not Scotty Scheffler like. I know the conditions account for some of that, but he is making uncharacteristic mistakes. Twice he's hit it in the water on 13 this week so far. So I don't think he's quite on his game. His chipping in particular has really bailed him out.
Bryson DeChambeau absolutely needed that lightning bolt at the 18th. Here he is with the media.
I hung in there. Missed wedge shot on 9, great birdie on 10, 3-putt 11, 3-putt 12, 3-putt 13, make a birdie on 14, get a pretty horrific break on 15, and then dropped it and just nestled down and had nothing. 16 3-putt, 17 almost 3-putt, and then 18 hole out. I just figured it was easier than putting. Jokingly, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to look back on this one and try and figure out how to putt better on these greens and control the speed a little bit more. Haven't been able to use the foresight on the putting green, which is another variable that gets thrown in, which is totally fine, and I got to be able to conquer. Nobody else is doing it, and they're able to putt just fine, and I got to learn, just like the greens books. When we're not able to use greens books out here, I've had to learn and adjust to that, and this is just another step. I've got to just figure out when the greens get this firm, this crisp, how to control the speed just a little bit better. I mean, 180 degrees different, yeah. I mean, I'm talking, they're probably rolling what I felt was like 11s, and then they're up to 13, 14s in some putts. Especially on 13, I had a great putt, and that thing just rolled 7 feet by. I had it 3 feet, literally 3 feet, and it should have been a 1.5 footer. It's tough.
Can you take us through 15?
Yeah, so I was trying to hit a shot around into the bunker, and it just clipped the tree and shot back to the right. Was fortunate to get relief, and then ultimately, I just dropped it in a fluffy little lie and thought it was hard pan, and it was not.
So the mindset tomorrow.
I'm 4 back.
You're to chase it.
Yep. I'm excited.
Is there something you're telling yourself out there today when you're kind of rolling through the punches and trying to get a break and the breaks aren't going your way? What are you telling yourself?
Jibo's out there helping me stay somewhat positive. It's not easy when the course conditions just aren't kind of lending to your favor, and just the breaks aren't going your way is what I mean by that. And you just have to stay positive no matter what. And I had a great break on 18. I'll take that any day of the week.
Is there a number in mind tomorrow, or how do you chase on this golf course?
It's very difficult to chase, but I'm going to take what I can on this golf course where I can, and I've got to make some putts. If I can make some putts tomorrow, I think I'll have a good opportunity.
Take one more.
Yeah, you can.
Hey, Bryson.
Do one more. Sorry.
You played a lot of different formats of golf on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's been fun to watch. The
Thank you.
Club, playing the forward tees.
Break
playing
50,
the old,
yep.
Yeah, playing the old ball. Do you think that's made you a better player at all?
I think it's made me definitely more versatile, and my thought process doesn't lock me into just one thing. So yeah, I think it definitely has helped, for sure.
Do you think it's helped here in particular?
I don't know about that. There's nothing that can replicate what Augusta National is, and when you come out here, you just have to experience it and get comfortable with it through experience. Unfortunately, yeah. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
You know, week to week, the game misses DeChambeau. What he's able to produce out there, good and bad, it's exciting to watch.
It's been great watching him and a number of the LIV players. Again, we've said it all week long. We do miss them. The game misses them. Obviously, they were recruited away because they had huge star power. So the major championships is the only place where we get the LIV players and the PGA Tour players back. I personally love it. Love to see it. I think Bryson is one of, if not the most interesting person I've ever followed in the game of golf.
Why do you say that?
That goes back a long time because he doesn't accept that the equipment he's been given has well thought out. He wants to rethink it. He doesn't accept the traditional teaching today. He doesn't accept what he's read in a book that was written some, 50-odd years ago, Homer Kelley, that everybody else just took for the Bible. He's like gone in, deep dive, recreated, come up with his own move. He's constantly turning every single stone, and he's not afraid to be completely different. He is the absolute epitome of an iconoclast. And having said that, look, he's still in it. It is really hard, and he's aware of that historically. It's really hard to chase on this course.
Why is that?
Well, because by the time you get through 54 holes here, this golf course is so demanding technically. It's so demanding technically that it is divined out who is capable of hitting those shots and who's not. And again, I said this last night, I'll continue to say it, he struggles around here with his iron play, and it was evident today. He had a poor iron at 7, poor iron at 9, another one at the 15th that led to a double bogey. He was almost last. He was closer to last in strokes gained approach today than he was first, like 46, and it was 57 or something that made the cut. So he's going to have an extraordinary day tomorrow off the tee to get him over those places where he normally struggles with his approach shot. So I'll be looking forward to it. It'll be great if he makes a run because I think he's great for golf.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke last night about, the fact that, the conditions were going to be a bit easier and you weren't defending like you were on the first 2 days, and was that going to make him come out and kind of play the Bryson style of golf that we're used to? And we certainly saw that in the back nine. When he got behind the 8-ball a bit, he started pushing. I mean, it was a crazy shot on 15 that he took on, for example. If he was 2 shots ahead, he would never have taken that shot on, and, ended up with a double bogey. So shoots 38 with 3 birdies in the back nine, and, that's kind of the Bryson that we have seen in the past. But, he references putting there in the interview, and historically he's had a really bad scoring average around here of nearly 75 in all the rounds that he's played around here. And obviously this year it's been pretty good over the first 2 rounds, mostly because, yes, he's played well, but he's also putted very, very well. That wasn't the case today, and as Brandel says, he was kind of on defense a lot today because he wasn't getting on the right side of the flags. Then it looked like he got a little bit hot under the collar, got a little bit frustrated, lost a little bit of his poise. But that third shot he hit into 18 today gives him hope for tomorrow. That's a spring in his step. That'll be a big psychological boost for him coming out tomorrow. If he hadn't have done that and made 5 and 18, I think it would have been head on the chin and it would have been game over for him. But he's still in it because of that.